like a battery. I'm staying charged on my feet, I'm like a factory. Dropping lines like an assembly. I'm staying on point. How you doing, guys? Welcome to ZukaTube, and today we're going to be reviewing the movie Wakanda Forever. This just came out November 11th of this year, and the summary is Queen Ramonda, Shuri, M'Baku, Okoye, and the Dora Milaje fight to protect their nation from intervening world powers in the wake of King T'Challa's death. As the Wakandans strive to embrace their next chapter, the heroes must band together with Nakia and Everett Ross to forge a new path for their beloved kingdom. The sequel to Black Panther is here, Wakanda Forever. Right. And there are a lot of high expectations here with this film, especially with a new, nearly century-old character being brought into the film. And with that being said, I'm going to play the trailer. We'll talk a little bit about it. I'll give you my review. Then we'll do a spoiler section at the end. Before we start, like, comment, share, subscribe, rumble, all that kind of stuff.
Come on, man.
Let's play this trailer and talk a little bit about this film. Ding, ding. Some music's, very emotional. Funeral action.
Only the most broken people can be great leaders.
And they have their new Namor character.
His people did not call him general or king. They called him Kukul Khan.
Kukul Khan.
God. Killing him.
That's their version of Namor.
Now war.
He's coming.
As you can see, there's some turmoil going on between both groups. A lot of chicks fighting.
What you whisper. They have lost their protector. Now is our
See
time
Wakanda getting flooded a bit.
to strike.
See a shot of Riri Road. Stupid Ironheart
Show
armor.
them who we are.
And then you get to see Shuri, Black Panther out there. So yeah, it's finally here. And that's the trailer. And I'm going to go through a little play-by-play of how this whole film starts out, right? Because this is a lot different than what a lot of people would have expected. But at the same time, if you've been following along with a lot of the leaks and a lot of the direction the Marvel films and show releases have been going, you would have seen this coming a mile away. Now, it starts out with T'Challa passing away. They don't show him. They don't show anything. It's just him dying of some kind of disease, which is weird because you would have thought with him ingesting the heart-shaped herb and having the powers that that's kind of not really a thing. Okay, let's just forget about that. Weird coincidence.
Nothing to see here, please.
They hold a funeral for him. Then they show United Nations kind of complaining that they're isolationists, unwilling to trade and expand, but a lot of people just kind of want vibranium. But, they're the evil colonizers that you continuously hear about throughout these films, because you'll hear about it a few times here.
Hey, colonizer.
You have the women politicians, women leaders, and then obviously the women soldiers.
1, lazy. 2, the patriarchy.
You see the U.S. searching for vibranium outside of Wakanda in the ocean now. And this device sets off big red flags and things happen, and they get attacked underwater, and then they get attacked above water in a ship by the Atlanteans. They, of course, have to show CNN playing fake news. Funny coincidence there.
You are fake news. Sir, go ahead. Can you...
Now, Shuri's mom, the queen, takes her to go kind of camping and do this ceremonial burning of gowns for the passing and all that kind of stuff. And it gets emotional and all that. There's a lot of dialogue. It's very emotional in this film. And that's when you get presented with Namor. So we've got Namor.
Call me Namor.
Namor,
Namor.
the Submariner, now is coming out in Black Panther 2. But have you noticed something odd about him? He's Mesoamerican now. That's kind of weird. Namor is Roman backwards. It's all based in Greek mythology. Atlantis, Atlanteans. Poseidon in the comics is the one who converts the Atlanteans into water breathers. The Greek mythology that it's based off, they just throw it in the garbage. And it's kind of weird that they're having a bunch of Mesoamerican guys cross the waters illegally into the borders of Wakanda. Like, what are they going to insult them and, even more by giving them a caravan to come there with? They changed the geography. They changed the culture. They changed the race. They changed the art style. These are like worshippers of a sun god, and you're going to put them underwater. No! Rather than give us a new and unique character. Kind of stupid to me. And with this logic, should we then take maybe, let's say, Black Panther 3 and make Wakanda in China and make them Chinese? I mean, does the source material that we've invested in for decades, thousands of dollars, some of us, does any of that matter now? It's a joke. They could have easily went through and took one of the dozens of original diverse characters we had and brought them up to the table and propped them up more. Or they could have went through and wrote us up a brand new one for this film rather than what they did with Namor. But instead, they want to get you with these diluted hand-me-downs and cheap gimmicks because at the end of the day, they'll do the typical thing of using as a shield for their damage control when everything goes bad and they have this bad PR and they'll be like, oh, the fans are racist, they're just toxic, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of the day, they get to revert back to their traditionally white characters they like so much. And years have gone by then, and they've offered you nothing. And you have no nice original platform. You have nothing for a new and diverse community for the future. He wants Wakanda to help them stop people from searching in the ocean for vibranium and to give up the scientists that led to the technology that got the U.S. the ability to potentially find his people. He wants them to find this American scientist responsible, which you find out is Riri Williams, a.k.a. Ironheart, the poorly adapted, race-swapped, gender-swapped, politically radicalized pile of garbage that failed in your comics, now being brought to screen as the kind of goofy, side character and bit of humor similar to America Chavez if you watch the Doctor Strange film.
You have failed me for the last time.
So basically, this is the conundrum. And they have to figure out what to do. They have to find this scientist, and they have to decide if they're going to work with the Atlanteans or not. And that'll basically decide on if they go to war or not. And if you've watched the trailers, you know this obviously doesn't play out without conflict. Well, without going too far into it and spoiling anything, you obviously see that it gets into a big battle, and you see Shuri become the Panther and all that kind of stuff. That's all in the trailers. We know this. The film is shot very inconsistently, like a lot of new Marvel releases. There's a lot of the constant hazy green screen and goofy looking backdrops that are artificial that make you kind of get pulled out of the film. I can't stand that. The constant CGI on and off being either good or really poor and not being very consistent, as if they outsource from scene to scene. Not good. Obviously, I have a problem with the fact that they didn't recast T'Challa. They kind of club you with this character as if the actor is the character. But Marvel's really quick to go ahead and recast like General Ross or War Machine or a fucking Peter Parker consistently. You even see in the Quantumania trailer, that's not the daughter from the last film, right? It's nonstop with this, but they couldn't do it with Black Panther. So you have a movie filled with side characters, poorly adapted characters, and it's just a mess. And it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's a drag. It is a very slow film. The music is so-so. It's very stereotypical of what you would expect, considering if you watched the last film. Performances are well done for the most part across the board. I like a lot of the actors and actresses in this film. I am not a fan of the guy, obviously, that played Namor. I even found him hard to understand at points.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
This is an overly emotional film compared to the last one. It is all a girl squad film. Girl power, every male is kind of a fumbling idiot, sidelined, or one of the colonizers or something, obviously aside from the main villain.
That's my girl.
They absolutely butchered Namor. That was disgusting, you know, and then on top of that, you get the bootleg version of Iron Man, Ironheart. And then Shuri's Black Panther is not anything you're going to be excited about. Very lackluster, looks like a little kid. Did not enjoy that at all. It's just not quite what you expected. And it's a lot of the woman soldiers fighting, and it's a little more lackluster.
Aneka, where is your spear?
Shuri gave me this to try. You know, I like them better.
Our foremothers gave us this spear because it is precise, elegant,
They're getting shot at and just deflecting it with a little spear.
deadly.
Wow.
It's a joke. And the constant pathetic insert of the comedy relief from the, let's say, Ironheart character, who looked pathetic, like a Disney XD character in her suit with the heart-shaped body and the cornrows in the helmet. It was pathetic. Listen to this stuff.
Come on. It's all right, princess. Small girl. I am going to give you 2 options. You can come to Wakanda, conscious or unconscious.
You need to be conscious of the way that you look. Walking around here with that ash on your head.
Oh, it's funny.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. She's right. It's really boring. This is just garbage across the board. I would give this a 4 out of 10. Are you really going to sit through 2 hours and 40 minutes of this dismantled and diluted nonsense? I mean, even when you get action scenes with their poor CGI and then you get these giant breaks of just dialogue and emotion, and it's just, why don't we get into some spoilers now? Spoilers. All right. After this whole fight ensues and Namor comes in and kills the queen and gives them a week, and they prepare all this ridiculous shit in under a week. You know, you get the way to defeat him. She makes the synthetic herb. She becomes the Panther. They make an Iron Man suit. They make multiple Iron Man suits for the girls squad. And the film really just continues to decline. And they decide to fight him by taking his ship out into the ocean, luring him out there, capturing him, weakening him, killing him. Whatever. And when she takes the herb before that to go into the astral plane, she sees Killmonger instead of T'Challa. And it just is, like, especially a drag after that, because you see the excellent performance of Michael B. Jordan and what this film is missing with people like him and Chadwick Boseman. But either way, I don't recommend this film. At the end, it's pathetic, but obviously Shuri's going to defeat the villain, gets him to yield, they make peace, and they kind of kick him off, get off our land. You know, because they, of course, invade and, you know, assault them and kill their people and all that kind of stuff. And they're like, nah, man, get out of our borders. We don't like your kind. You see Shuri burn the ceremonial gown finally, and then she meets T'Challa's son, also named T'Challa. And, yeah. Nope. Don't recommend this. 4 out of 10. This one's a drag. Zookatube out.
I'm like a factory, dropping lines like an assembly. I'm staying on point, it's my strategy. Feel like they tracking me. Yo, let me get on one. Nah, go get your tracks up. Homie, can I steal some? Homie, you can't stack up. My brother, can you shout me? You're barking up the wrong tree. My dog, why do you doubt me? Cause you can't do shit without me.
Real like the radio and never play it, but that's cool. The enemy's supposed to hate it.